I searched 18 straps of $1 bills and found collectible notes that frequently sell for a profit on eBay. Some of the top finds were a repeater serial number, 2 birthday notes, and a pair of low-run star notes, and these sometimes sell for more than you'd think. I'll show you what each bill could be worth with comps that prove collectors are often willing to pay more than my estimates. I'll start by showing you my top finds with sales comps, followed by my secondary finds. Then I'll show you a breakdown of total value and finish with a strap-by-strap recap of everything I found. The first top finds I want to go over are these 2 rare star notes. Now there are only 500,000 of these that were printed from the series 2017A E District, and they were printed in 2 batches of 250,000 each. Both of these bills are printed from the first batch. These are the comps for the low run size star note. So we can see that this one sold for $7.25, this one for $16.25, $6.75, this one around $8, and $5.75, $7.25, $6.25, and $14. Now I went back a couple of months for these 8 comps, and we've got an average selling price of around $9 a bill. Now, majority of these sold below the average. So I'm going to estimate the star notes that I found at between $7 to $8 a piece. But remember, I have 2 of them, so I'm going to estimate the pair at $14 to $16. The next top find is this repeater serial number, and that is where the first half of the serial number repeats again in the second half. And this only occurs in about 1 out of every 10,000 bills that are printed. Here are comps for the repeater serial number, and I went back several weeks to get about 10 comps, and we can see it starts at 9, then we've got 14, another one for 20, then we've got 6, 13, 10, and 10, and a few more at 10, 18, and 7. So we have an average selling price of just shy of $12, but a majority of these bills are lower than the average. So I'm going to estimate that my bill would sell for between $8 to $10. And my next top finds are these birthday notes where we can read the serial number as a date. So we have January 24th, 2023, so the year, day, and then month. Or we have the 22nd of December, 1972, so we have the day, month, and year. There are 2 other variations of this which are going to be more sought after, and that is the layout of year, month, day, or the most popular month, day, year. For the birthday note comps, I want to start with the serial number style that has the layout where it reads month, day, and year. Now, even though that we don't have this style for both of the notes that I have, this is going to loosely play into the estimate on the selling prices for those. So what I want to point out is on average, these bills end up selling for more. And we can start with this one at about $44, and then 20, 12, 25, and we have another one for around 21, and then 44 again, couple more for 25, another one for 44, a couple more for around 25, and then again another one for 25, and then around 34. So just out of the last few days, there's been 13 comps, and the average selling price on these is $27. Now here's the next set of comps where the layout is the year, month, day, which tends to be next in line for highest selling prices. And there are 8 comps here within the last few days, starting at around 20, 25, then 20, another one for 25, 20, a pretty low one at about 7.5, and then 25, and then 44. So out of those 8 comps, that averages around $23. Now these sales comps are with the serial number layout like I have on one of the bills, the year, date, and month. And we can see it starts at $8. Here's one for 20. Here's one for about 15.5, and then another one for 15.5 and for 20. But look here, I'm already back to about May 21st. So I went back about 6 weeks worth of sales to find these 5 comps. Now, what does that tell me? That there's definitely not as much demand for this layout. So although these have an average selling price of $16, if I wanted a better chance of selling my bill, I would estimate the selling price to be $10 to $15. And this last set of comps is for the layout day, month, and year. So the second birthday note I have is this layout style. And these are the only couple comps I could find over the last 6 weeks or so. And we have an average selling price of $8 on these. we can tell that the demand is way lower on these, and this is the lowest selling tier out of all of the styles. So I'm going to estimate my birthday note at around the $4 to $6 range. So that means for the pair of birthday notes, the estimated selling price is between $14 to $21. Here is the next find I want to go over, and this is an older note from Series 1969D. So here are some recent comps on the 1969D series. I went back a couple of months. There were only two to pull from, one for $9.50 and another one for $4. So we have an average selling price of $6.75 for these. But what I wanted to do is compare that to what currently is for sale for the 1969D, and you can pick these up for between $5 to $5.50. The other thing I wanted to compare it to is uncirculated 1969Ds, what you can currently pick those up for $7.50. So taking into consideration all of that, I would say the estimate on our bill is between $4 to $5. This next find I want to go over is this fancy serial number with 5 in a row repeating digits. Here are comps on the 5 in a row repeating digits, and I went back about a month to get it 20 bills in total for the sales comps. We start with this one on June 28th for $5.49, then about 6, another 6, and then 10, 10, and 16. And then we've got them being sold in sets, so 5 for $14.50, and then 3 for about $8.50, then 9, and then another 4 for about $12, and then 8 and about $8.50. So out of the 20 bills, the average is about $5.50 per bill. Now the sets really drug down the average. I'm gonna go ahead and estimate my 5 in a row conservatively at selling for between $4 to $5. The next find I want to talk about is this X note. So it is not very common for enough bills to get printed within a series, this one being 2009, and from within a district, this is L, San Francisco, for it to reach the X suffix letter. In fact, the last time this occurred was on Series 2009, and there were only 12.8 million printed. Here are the comps for the X note, and I went back about 6 weeks worth of sales comps to come up with this. So June 27th, we start off with $325, and then $285 on June 18th, then about $4.50 here, and $3.50 here, $4 here, $4.75, and then a couple more at just north of $3. So the average on these is about $3.62. So I'm going to estimate the selling price of my X note to be between $3 to $4. The next find I want to talk about is this semi-low run size star note with a 640,000 run size Series 2003. So I wanted to use a few data points to determine the estimated selling price of my 2003 star note with a 640,000 run size. So to get a baseline, I just looked for the lowest selling price star note with a 640,000 run size over the last couple months, and $2.53 was it. This was for a 2017 series. So next I wanted to look for the 2003 series star note, the lowest selling price on that. And this was just a common star note, nothing with a low run size, $3.18. So what that tells me is the age of the note did give it a little boost in value. So factoring in those couple comps, I then looked for a 2003 or 2003A star note with a low run size. I couldn't find anything with a 640,000 run size, but I did find a 320,000 run size. Now technically, this should have a little bit more value to it, being a lower run than the star note I have, but this comp sold for about $5. So factoring in all three of those comps, I'm going to estimate my star note to be worth $4. The next find I want to go over is this star note from Series 1995. Now to determine the estimated selling price on my 1995 series star note, I first wanted to look at the lowest selling price comp on a common star note within the last couple of months. And $2 was the lowest price. Now, the next thing I did was I wanted to look at the lowest selling price of a 1995 star note within the last couple of months. And just a few days ago, it sold for $3.75. Now you can see that the condition of this star note is in better condition than mine. So I'm going to estimate that my 1995 series star note would sell for around $3. The next set of finds I want to talk about are these 13 common star notes, and the reason they're all considered common is because they have a run size of 3.2 million. Here are comps for common star notes. Now we already know that the lowest selling price of a common star note was $2, so that's our baseline. Then what I wanted to do over the last 10 days or so was take the highest sale price for a common star note for each day and then average those out to kind of give us a range between our bottom selling price and then our high-end average selling price to come up with the selling price for our common star notes. So we can see June 30th that sold for about $3.70, and then $3.40 the next day, $8 the next day, $5 the next day, a little over $4 the next day, $5 the next day, then $6, then $5, then $3.60. So the average selling price is around $4.86. So considering we have our baseline of $2 and our high-end average of $4.86, I'm going to estimate the star notes that I found to sell for between $2 to $3 each, which makes that a group total of between $26 to $39. The next set of finds I want to go through are these semi-older series 1988 A notes. Here are the comps for the 1988 A series bills. Again, I wanted to find the lowest selling price over the last month to get a baseline, and $3.25 is the lowest. Here are the rest for the month of June. We have $5, $5, $4.50, $4, a set of 5 for $20, 6, 6, and 5.5, and then 5, 6, 5, and then a couple more at almost 4 and about 3.5. So out of all of those comps, the average was $4.64. And I also wanted to look at what is currently selling, and they are listed for as low as $2.75. So factoring in what they're listed for currently and what the average is, I would estimate that the selling price on my 1988 A's will range between $2.50 to $3.50 based on their condition, which means that's going to be $7.50 to $10.50 for the group. The last set of finds I want to go through are these semi-older series 1995 bills. Here are the comps on the 1995 series bills. I went ahead and wanted to find the lowest selling price over the last month, and this was it, $2.85. So that's going to be our baseline. And for the remainder of that month, we had $2.95, $4.45, $3.95, $5, $3.50, $4.88, $5, $6, $5, $5, and $5. So that gives us an average of $4.46 per bill. And what is currently listed for sale now, the lowest is $2.95. But considering that the demand doesn't seem too high for these, and considering the comps and what's currently listed for sale and the condition of my bills, I would give them a conservative selling price of between $2 to $3 per bill. And that would make this $10 to $15 for the group. Here is a breakdown of the estimated selling prices for all of the finds in that bank strap hunt. So for the pair of birthday notes, we have $14 to $21 for the 250,000 run size star note, the pair $14 to $16 for the repeater serial number, $8 to $10 the 1969 note, $4 to $5 the 5 in a row serial number, $4 to $5 the X note, $3 to $4 the 640,000 run size star note, $4 the 1995 star note, $3, 3 1988 A notes at $2.50 to $3.50 each, so $7.50 to $10.50 for the group. 5 1995 notes at $2 to $3 each, so $10 to $15 for the group, and 13 common star notes at $2 to $3 each, so $26 to $39 for the group, giving us a grand total of between $97.50 through $132.50. And strap number 1 delivered 2 star notes. We have this 2017 A from the F District with a run size of 3.2 million and 10.99 million total printed. And for the 2017 K District, also a 3.2 million run size with 9.85 million total printed. So 2 common star notes here in the first strap. Let's go on to strap 2. Strap 2 gave us 2 star notes. We have this 2017 A from the F District with the 3.2 million run size and 10.99 million total printed. And this 2017 E District had a run size and total printed of 3.2 million. So 2 more common star notes. And let's move on to strap 3. Strap number 3, we found 2 older notes. We have this 1988A from the I district and this 1995 from the H district. All right, let's move on to strap 4. There were 5 bills in strap number 4. We had 4 older notes and 1 star note. So we're going to start with the oldest note of the bank strap hunt, and this is the Series 1969D from the F district. And then we're going to go to the next oldest, the Series 1988A from the G district, and then 2 from 1995. We've got this one from the H district and this one from the L district. And we had 1 star note, 2017 from the B district, that had a run size and total printed of 3.2 million. So a common star note there. All right, strap number 5 had 1 note, and it was a birthday note, and we can read that date as January 24th of 2023. Strap number 6 also had 1 note, and again, another birthday note, and we can read that date as December 22nd, 1972. Strap number 7 had 1 star note. It was a 2021 from the B district, has a run size of 3.2 million and total printed of 4.2 million. So another common star note. There were 2 star notes for strap number 8, and we have this 2017 from the G district with a run size and total print count of 3.2 million. And then for this 2013 L district, we have a run size of 3.2 million and total printed of 12.88 million. So 2 more common star notes. And strap number 9 had 1 star note. We have a 2017 from the L district with a run size of 3.2 million and total printed of 8.82 million. We have strap number 10 with 1 star note, a 2017A from the F district with a run size of 3.2 million and total printed of 10.99 million. Strap number 11 produced this Series 2009 X note. Strap number 12 gave us this low run size and low total print count star note. So we have this 2017A from the E district. It has a run size of 250,000 with total printed of 500,000. Strap number 13 gave us 2 bills. We have this 1995 series star note from the D district. It had a run size of 3.2 million with total printed of 7.04 million. And then we have this older series note, 1995 from the B district. Strap number 14 provided 2 star notes. We have this 2017A from the F district, run size of 3.2 million with 7.04 million total printed. And then for this 2017A F district, we had 3.2 million for the run size and 10.99 million total printed. Strap number 15 gave us 2 bills. One was this 2003 star note from the G district with a low run size of 640,000 and 10.24 million total printed. And then we also had this fancy serial number, the 5 in a row repeating 4s. Strap number 16 was by far our best strap. It gave us 4 bills. We got another Series 2017A from the E District star note. It's got that low run size of 250,000 and the low total print count of 500,000. This is actually the same run star note as we found several straps back for this 2017A E District. And this is also the strap where we found the repeater note, 2376, 2376. And then we also got 2 older bills, the 1988A from the I District and the 1995 from the G District. Strap number 17 gave us 1 more star note, a Series 2017A from the L District with a run size of 3.2 million and total printed of 4.34 million. And that's going to do it because strap number 18 was a bust. Here is a recap of all of the finds in the $1,800 bank strap hunt. So we're going to start with this older series note, the 1969D. That's going to be the oldest one of the bunch. Then we have 3 1988As, followed by 5 1995, and then the 6 1995 is actually going to be a star note. Speaking of star notes, there were 17 in total. This pile here is going to be all the common star notes, and then we move over to these 3 star notes here. We have 2 of them with a 250,000 run size and total print count of 500,000. And then we have this one, the 2003 with a 640,000 run size, followed by a couple of birthday notes, an X note, a 5 in a row repeating digit, and last but not least, our repeater note. That wraps up this bank strap hunt. So if you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I've got more breakdowns coming soon with real comps, collector insight, and ways to spot value others might miss. If you haven't already, drop a comment below and let me know what your best find was recently or which note from this hunt you liked most.